Well, that's the wonders of modern technology. Dennis, it's a great pleasure chatting with you.
You as well.
I was just reading my little notes here this morning of stuff that I was going to say to you, but I just realized that we had a parallel dream happening about a couple of years apart with regard to sevens, because I was looking at your Westfield build. You started in August of 2001, finished it in April of 2002. At least that's when you had your first start. And I started investigating bike engine cars about the same time as you purchased your kit. and I, of course, was looking at a Hayabusa originally, but the guy in BC wouldn't sell it to me as a kit. So I ended up getting a low-cost kit in Canada. So it's really interesting. Interesting parallel stories. And another part of the parallel story is your old shop on Highway 99 or close to Highway 99. I used to drive by it to get to my sister-in-law's house in Tigard.
Oh, yeah. Small world indeed.
Indeed. Oh, anyway, let's get back to what I wanted to talk to you about. Is, I'm doing this thing to help builders avoid finding themselves in the neverland of lost toys, if you know what I mean. Because there's a lot, and I think that one of the interviews we did with somebody came up with a statistic that shocked me: how many people start a kit car and just actually never finish. And I believe it's true. So I wanted to talk to you quickly about the Westfield. I just outlined that that build took you basically 8 months to build, and then you did the D1, but you had to do the D1. It took you 4 years, plus you had to sell your Westfield
and my house eventually.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it gets to be all absorbing. Yeah, there's lots of costs.
Yeah, no kidding.
Involved in these.
Well,
and I guess the main thing is for people is to realize what the costs are and have to be willing to pay them. And
that's
exactly.
That's exactly. Up
to including relationships sometimes. So.
Yeah, I know that feeling. In fact, that was one of the things I was going to ask you, is if you were going to pass on a few tips to a prospective builder about making sure that they can find that little light at the end of the tunnel and get to it, actually. And my particular experience, I was lucky enough to have in my life, and I am lucky enough to have in my life, a wonderful partner who encouraged me. In fact, as I was sitting in the garage building the car, she's sitting in the 7, holding her flip phone at the time, talking to her sister in Tigard.
Yeah, that's definitely a help. And when you can have that your significant other needs to be at least tolerant of the project.
Yeah.
If it ever comes to it's the car or me, then you have to be willing to make that choice.
Well, that's a hard choice in everyone's life. Figuring out what's important and which goal, what part of the dream. Yeah, you just follow the dream, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not for everybody, and people have to be honest with themselves and realize it comes down to priorities and what's important to you and why you're doing it. And as I mentioned in the messenger, for me, it's a form of self-expression. That's basically, it is what I am.
That truly is.
And so I have been willing to sacrifice everything for it, because without that, there is no me.
Yeah.
And I have sacrificed a lot. There's given up many things that people would think unthinkable to give up, but ultimately, everything can come and go. But knowing why you're doing this, if it's just a passing hobby or passing curiosity, I would say set aside enough resources to pay somebody to help you or even finish it for you. And I've seen that happen many times. In other cases, maybe, some friends can come together and build it or help you build it if they're interested.
Mm-hmm.
And just basically be prepared for the long haul. It always takes more time and money and effort than you think it would. And, kit company will say, well, you can build it in 100 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I think Westfield took me 200 or something like that. I don't
209 as I'm looking at here.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was spread out over a long time, and you have to be able to come back to it. It's having the facilities, the tools to do it, space in the garage or a separate shop. And I actually, for anybody who is halfway serious about it, I kind of recommend a separate shop.
Yeah.
Back
That's
and forth,
what I do.
it's like for the Westfield, I had the garage, and I was living by myself, had the house all to myself, so I had body work in the bedroom, and there's no woman that would tolerate that. But you need to. Basically, it takes more than just buying a kit to actually build it. As you know, it takes the tools, facilities, time, mental energy, and just the ability to stay in it for the long haul. Because, when I started building the car, I had put together the Westfield, and it was okay. It's all great now. I know how to build a car, I thought, and so I went and designed one, and thought I would be done in a year. And about 30,000. Well, it took 4 years and well over 100K to do it. And that's not counting my time at all.
No. And what can one say? It's amazing. It's just that little tiny little hole in the end of the tunnel turned into a brilliant shining light for you. It's wonderful.
Well, it's just the tunnel never ends, basically. It's a lifelong tunnel. And you have to enjoy the journey, too.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's, and when the cars are completed now, to me, the joy is in seeing it completed. It's not in actually having the car. So all of my cars are for customers these days. They're built to order. And I just enjoy seeing the idea that I have and the concept come to life, and somebody have fun with it. When we go to the track, a lot of the time my customers or my crew are driving, and I hardly ever drive myself anymore, even though I have the track all to myself. And I pondered that, to me, it's just as enjoyable seeing the cars out there, that I created, and it's kind of a father's joy at it. But, for other people, it's a different thing. And I would say that for anybody who wants to build where having the car is the goal, and the process is just a way of getting there, just plan for having somebody help you. And
good point. I mean, in my case, I had a build partner on the other side of our country in Ontario, and we used to exchange emails and pictures regularly as we walked through it, and it was very, very helpful. And I also used the low-cost forum an awful lot to help me along the way.
Yeah, forums definitely are a great resource. And, these days the world is very connected. So if you run into a problem, if you want to find the solution, then you can.
Yeah. Well, I promised you I was going to keep it brief. And I will say thank you because this is invaluable information. I'm going to compile it. I'm going to edit it down, and I'm going to throw in, with your permission, some of your excerpts from your YouTube videos.
Sure.
Because
videos, blogs, everything.
It's all going in there. It's all part of the story. And on behalf of Seven Spot, I'll just say personally, thank you. I've never met you, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, in a way you have now.
Yeah, you bet. All right, Dennis Palatov, thank you so much. Have yourself a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
All right, you bet. Cheers. Bye now.
couldn't be. No seatbelt.
Reverse! Woohoo!
All right, you found reverse. Okay, I can sense that this could be an acceleration run.